Guys, I just wanted to do a video here of putting away my Brugmansias for the winter. So we're in zone 8B/9A here in Pacific Northwest, British Columbia, Canada. And it's mid-October and it's starting to get cool at nights. And despite these Brugmansias still having plenty of blooms on them, and blooms that haven't opened yet, like this one here, and this one here, it's just getting too cool for them to really flourish. And when they do open up, they're lacking the color and the smell that's so well known to Brugmansias. So I'm going to be storing this in our greenhouse, which stays about 10 degrees Celsius during the winter. I have a small heater in the greenhouse, keeps at those temperatures. And what I do is I trim back, I prune back this plant quite a bit, mostly for space, just so I can store it, and the other two that I have, but also just to give it some new life for the next growing season. And of course, the cuttings I can reuse and sell them, and they can start new plants for other people. So if you don't know Brugmansias, they basically they grow until they fork like this, and then after they fork, they will bloom for you. So when you're pruning back a Brugmansia, you never really want to prune it below the fork, because then you're going to stall it for the next growing season. So it will take longer to bloom. So for example, this branch here, I'll want to cut it back. So it's actually got two forks here. It's got a fork down here. So that's right from the ground fork. So that's the first fork. And this is the second fork. Normally what I like to do is prune it back to the second fork. But if you're really lacking space, and this plant's already quite wide. It's at the very top, it's almost 6 feet wide. So I really want to bring it back, and I want to bring it back hard. So if I want to bring it back hard, I will prune it back to the second fork and just prune both these branches back. If I have the space and I want to give it a bit of a head start for next growing season, I will prune it back to the second fork, right back here. In this case, what I'll do is I'll just prune it back to the second fork. So cut right there, and cut right there. Okay, so that's the second fork on this branch. What you can do with the cuttings is you can actually cut up these cuttings into basically logs of about 7 inches or so, and then you could give those away to friends or sell them, and those will start new plants. You just put them in some water and they'll start shooting roots out of these little white nodes on the stem. Okay, I'm just gonna start pruning this back, and I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done. Okay guys, so this is the end result of the pruning. I've removed all the leaves and I've cut back all the main branches back to forks, either the first fork or Y, or the second fork or Y. Just as you can see right here. I'm going to store this in the greenhouse for the winter. It's going to be mostly dormant, so I'm not going to water it. You might see a few leaves come out, but they'll slowly die off because it won't be getting water. It's in a 15-gallon pot, and it's plenty soaked right now, so that's going to last it a while before that pot becomes dry. But these guys do quite well lying dormant for the winter season, as long as you don't give them too much heat or water, or else they'll start growing again. And there is nothing wrong against growing them all winter if you want to put them inside your house, but you do have to have ample light for it, and you also have to occasionally fight pests like mites and spider mites and stuff like that, which is a bit of a pain. So these are the cuttings that I took off. Some people like to call them logs. So these will go to friends and family, and they'll sell some. So these will make new plants for someone else to enjoy. Anyways, that's it for now. Hope you guys have a great day.